Hello, good afternoon student. My name is Hiral Raval. Today's date 24 December 2020. Standard 8 Subject Science. Chapter number 18 Pollution of Air and Water. In previous lecture we have studied what is air pollution and we performed the activity 18.1 and activity 18.2. Now in this video we have studied how does air get polluted. Okay. This is the substance. The substances which contaminate the air are called air pollutants. Sometimes such substances may come from natural sources like smoke and dust arising from forest fires or volcanic eruptions. Pollutions are also added to the atmosphere by certain human activities. The sources of air pollutants are factories, power plants, automobiles, exhaust and burning of firewood and dung cakes. Okay. Then active point 2 we already performed. Then many respiratory problems are caused by air pollution. Let us now try to find out the substances or pollutants which are present in the polluted air. Have you noticed how rapidly the number of vehicles is increasing in our cities? कैसे बहुत सारे जो vehicles है वो धीरे धीरे बढ़ रहे हैं. Vehicles produce high levels of pollutants like carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, nitrogen oxides and smoke. Carbon monoxide is produced from incomplete burning of fuels such as petrol and diesel. It is a poisonous gas. It reduces the oxygen carrying capacity of the blood. Here the air pollution is due to the automobiles. Do you know if the vehicles registered in Delhi are lined up one after the other, the total length would be nearly equal to the combined lengths of the two longest rivers in the world, Nile and Amazon. Okay, ये हमने already पढ़ा था. Then Bujo remembers seeing a thick fog-like layer in the atmosphere, especially during winters. This is a smog, which is made up of smoke and fog. Smoke may contains oxides of nitrogen, which combine with other air pollutants and fog to form smog. The smog causes breathing difficulties such as asthma, cough एंड फिजलिंग इन चिल्ड्रन. ओके. स्मोक से क्या होता है, बहुत सारा धुआं तो है ना एटमॉस्फेयर में. अभी तो बहुत सारा स्मोक होता है. ओके. स्मोक में ज़्यादातर ऑक्साइड्स होते हैं, ऑक्साइड्स फॉर्म्स ऑफ नाइट्रोजन होते हैं. ओके. तो ये स्मोक से क्या होता है, ब्रीदिंग में प्रॉब्लम लेने की, सांस लेने में प्रॉब्लम होती है. ब्रीदिंग डिफ़िकल्टी सच एज अस्थमा, कफ. अस्थमा के बहुत सारे टाइप्स है, जैसे कि एलर्जेटिक ब्रोंकाइटिस की बात करें, दिस इज वन टाइप ऑफ अस्थमा, जिससे इंसान थोड़ा ही चलता है तो उसको थकान महसूस होती है, सांस फूल जाती है ना. ऐसा प्रॉब्लम बच्चों को होता रहता है. विजलिंग इन चिल्ड्रन, आँखों में से पानी आना, है ना, ये सारी प्रॉब्लम जो है वो होती है. मैनी इंडस्ट्रीज आर ऑल्सो रिस्पॉन्सिबल फॉर कॉजिंग एयर पॉल्यूशंस. Petroleum refineries are a major source of gaseous pollutants like sulfur dioxide and nitrogen dioxide. Sulfur dioxide is produced by combustion of fuels like coal in power plants. It can cause respiratory problems, including permanent lung damage. You have already studied about the burning of fossil fuels in chapter 5. Other kinds of pollutants are chlorofluorocarbons, means CFC, which are used in refrigerators, air conditioner and aerosol sprays. CFCs damage the ozone layer of the atmosphere. Recall that the ozone layer protects us from harmful ultraviolet rays of the sun. Have you heard of the ozone hole? क्या आपने ओजोन होल के बारे में पढ़ा है? Yes. Try to find out about it. Thankfully, less harmful chemicals are now being used in place of CFCs. In addition to the above mentioned gases, automobiles which burn diesel and petrol also produce tiny particles which remain suspended in air for long periods. They reduce visibility. उससे क्या होता है, विजिबिलिटी जो हमारी देखने की जो क्षमता होती है, एबिलिटी होती है, वो कम हो जाती है. When inhaled, they cause diseases. Such particles are also produced during industrial process like steel making and mining. है ना, इंडस्ट्री से स्टील मेकिंग, स्टील बनाने की फैक्ट्रीज हो, माइनिंग हो, जहाँ बड़ी बड़ी माइन हो, वहाँ ऐसे जो है वो गैस होते हैं वो प्रोड्यूस होते हैं. पावर प्लांट्स गिव आउट टाइनी एश पार्टिकल्स which also pollute the atmosphere. Here the activity, prepare a table using the pollutants mentioned above. You may even add more data to the following tables. Okay, यहाँ पे केस स्टडी की बात की है. केस स्टडी ऑफ द ताजमहल. Over the past 2 decades, India's most famous tourist attractions, Taj Mahal, located in Agra, has become a matter of concern. Experts have warned that pollutants in air are discoloring its white marble. क्या होता है, उसके वाइट मार्बल होते हैं वो धीरे धीरे येलोइश होने लगे. उनकी जो चमक है, उनकी जो शाइनिंग है, वो धीरे धीरे डल होने लगी है. So it is not only living organisms that get affected by polluted air, but non-living things like buildings, monuments and statues also get affected. The industries located in and around Agra like rubber processing, automobile, chemicals and especially the Mathura oil refinery have been responsible for producing pollutants like sulfur dioxide and nitrogen dioxide. These gases react with the water vapor present in the atmosphere to form sulfuric acid and nitric acid. The acids drop down with rain, making the rain acidic. ये एसिड से क्या होता है, कभी कभी एसिडिक रेन को एसिडिक बना देती है. बिकॉज ऑफ दिस pollutants are in air. This is called acid rain. So here the definitions of acid rain. The acids drop down with rain, making the rain acidic. This is called acid rain. Acid rain corrodes the marble of the monument. The phenomenon is also called marble cancer. Suspended particulate matter such as the soot particles emitted by Mathura oil refinery has contributed towards the yellowing of the marble. The Supreme Court has taken several steps to save the Taj. सुप्रीम कोर्ट से बहुत सारे जो हैं वो स्टेप लिए हैं ताज को बचाने के लिए. It has ordered industries to switch to cleaner fuels like CNG, compressed natural gas and LPG, liquefied petroleum gas. Moreover, the automobiles should switch over to unleaded petrol in the Taj zone. Here the pictures of Taj Mahal. Okay, see the beauty of Taj Mahal. बहुत ही अच्छा मॉन्यूमेंट है ताजमहल. शाहजहाँ ने अपनी बेगम के लिए ये ताजमहल जो है वो बनवाया था. Discuss with your elders and see what they have to say about the condition of the Taj 20 or 30 years ago. Try to produce a picture of the Taj Mahal for your scrapbook. Okay, तो आज का होमवर्क यही है स्टूडेंट्स. आपको क्या करना है, ताजमहल का जो पिक्चर है वो अपनी स्क्रैप बुक में या तो अपनी साइंस की बुक में बनाना है. ओके, ये रहा ताजमहल. I am reminded of the chapter on crops. I wondered whether acid rain affects the soil and plants also. ओके, क्रॉप्स के चैप्टर में भी पढ़ा था हमने कि एसिड रेन जो होती है वो सॉइल को भी इफेक्ट करती है और प्लांट्स को भी इफेक्ट करती है. ओके, नाउ ग्रीन हाउस इफेक्ट. You know that the sun rays warm the earth's surface. A part of the radiations that falls on the earth is absorbed by it, and a part is reflected back into space. A part of the reflected radiation is trapped by the atmosphere. The trapped radiations further warm the earth. If you have seen a greenhouse in a nursery or elsewhere, recall that the sun's heat allowed to get in but is not allowed to go out. The trapped heat warms the greenhouse. The trapping of radiations by the earth atmosphere is similar. Okay, so acid rain is affected to soil and plants also. Okay, greenhouse effect में हमने देखा कि greenhouse effect, you know that the sun rays warm the earth's surface. A part of the radiation that falls on the earth is absorbed by it, and a part is reflected back into space. A part of the reflected radiation is trapped by the atmosphere. The trapped radiation further warms the earth. If you have seen a greenhouse in a nursery or elsewhere, recall that the sun's heat is allowed to get in but is not allowed to go out. The trapped heat warms the greenhouse. The trapping of radiations by the Earth's atmosphere is similar. That's why it is called the greenhouse effect. So this is the definition of greenhouse effect. Without this process, life would not have been possible on the earth. But now it threatens life. CO2 is one of the gases responsible for this effect. You know that CO2 is one of the components of air. You have also studied the role of carbon dioxide in plants. But if there is excess of CO2 in the air, it acts as a pollutant. Can you help Paheli find out the answer to her questions? On the one hand, CO2 is continuously being released because of human activities. On the other hand, area under forest is decreasing. Plants utilize CO2 from the atmosphere for photosynthesis, thereby decreasing the amount of CO2 in the air. Deforestation leads to an increase in the amount of CO2 in the air because the number of trees which consume CO2 is reduced. Human activities thus contribute to the accumulations of CO2 in the atmosphere. CO2 traps heat and does not allow it to escape into space. As a result, the average temperature of the Earth's atmosphere is gradually increasing. This is called global warming. Here the another question is, what is global warming? Other gases like methane, nitrous oxides and water vapor also contribute towards this effect. Okay, यहाँ ग्लोबल वार्मिंग के बारे में लिखा है. व्हाट इज ग्लोबल वार्मिंग? अ सीरियस थ्रेट. Global warming can cause the sea levels to rise dramatically in many places. Coastal areas have already been flooded. Global warming could result in wide ranging effects on rainfall patterns, agriculture, forest plants, and animals. The majority of people living in the region which are threatened by global warming are in Asia. A recent climatic change report gives us only a limited time to keep the greenhouse gases at the present level. Otherwise, the temperature may be rise by more than 2 degrees Celsius by the end of the century. A level considered as a danger. Okay, danger पोजीशन में हम आ सकते हैं. Like CO2, they are also called greenhouse gases. ये सारे greenhouse gases हैं. Global warming has become a major concern for governments worldwide. Many countries have reached an agreement to reduce the emissions of greenhouse gases. The Kyoto Protocol is one such agreement. Okay, Kyoto Protocol हुआ है ग्रीन हाउस इफेक्ट के लिए ना एक एग्रीमेंट है जिसको हम क्योटो प्रोटोकॉल बोलते हैं. Bujo is surprised to hear that an increase in the earth temperature by even as little as 0.5 centigrade can have such a had read in the newspapers recently that the Gangotri glacier in the Himalayas has started melting because of global warming. Okay, then what can be done? What can we do to reduce air pollution? हम क्या कर सकते हैं उसके लिए? एयर पोल्यूशन को डिक्रीज़ करने के लिए हम क्या कर सकते हैं? तो देर आर मैनी सक्सेस स्टोरीज इन अवर फाइट अगेंस्ट एयर पोल्यूशन. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, अ फ्यू ईयर्स ago, Delhi was one of the most polluted cities in the world. It was being choked by fumes released from automobiles running on diesel and petrol. A decision was taken to switch to fuels like CNG and unleaded petrol. These measures have resulted in a cleaner air for the city. You might know of some other examples from your area regarding reductions of air pollution. Share this with your friends. दिल्ली में ऐसा हुआ है कि CNG की जो बसेज है सब CNG का चलता है. मेट्रो वहाँ पे चलती है और इवन वहाँ पे ऑड इवन जो है ऑड कभी ऑड नंबर की गाड़ी चलाओ और इवन नंबर की गाड़ी. केजरीवाल गवर्नमेंट ने ऑड इवन की फैसिलिटी रखी है जिससे जो है पोल्यूशन कम हो रहा है. डू यू नो अबाउट द से नो टू क्रैकर्स campaign which was organized by children for many schools. This made a big difference to the air pollution level around Diwali. दिवाली के टाइम जब पटाखे चलाते हैं है ना तब बहुत सारा पॉल्यूशन होता है. तो बहुत सारे स्कूल में ऐसे कंपेन्स के दिया जाता है कि क्रैकर्स पटाखे फोड़नी अच्छी बात नहीं है. बहुत सारे स्कूल में ऐसा सिखाया भी जाता है. द क्वालिटी ऑफ air at various locations is monitored regularly by government and other agencies. We can use this data to generate awareness about air pollution among friends and neighbors. There is a need to switch over to alternative fuels instead of the fossil fuels for our energy requirements. This could be solar energy, hydropower and wind energy. Here the topic activity 18.4. You have various options of computing to your school such as walking, going by bicycle, traveling by bus or other public transport, using a car, individually, traveling by carpool. Discuss in your class the impact of each of these options on the quality of air. आप कैसे चल के जाओ तो एयर पॉल्यूशन कम होता है ना. बाइसिकल से जाओ तो भी कम होता है. स्मॉल contributions on our part can make a huge difference in the state of the environment. हमारा स्मॉल contributions हमारे environment को क्लीन रख सकता है. हम ऐसा सोचें कि हमारे करने से क्या होता है, सब इतने सारे लोग कर रहे हैं, पर ऐसा नहीं है ना। एक एक इंसान करेगा तो ही उसमें है जो वो इफेक्ट आएगी। वी कैन प्लांट ट्रीज एंड नेचर द वंस ऑलरेडी प्रेजेंट इन द नेबरहुड। डू यू नो अबाउट वन महोत्सव? वन महोत्सव के बारे में सबको पता है। When lakhs of trees are planted in July every year जुलाई में बहुत सारे ट्रीज ग्रो अप किए जाते हैं। ओके, ये वन महोत्सव में होता है, आप देख सकते हो यहाँ पे। ठीक है स्टूडेंट, आज के वीडियो में इतना ही। टुडेज होमवर्क है गिव द डायग्राम ऑफ ताजमहल। ओके स्टूडेंट, थैंक यू।